We did a, most of you probably know this, but we did and when I say immediate, I mean immediate reaction to the Pohlad news coming across, and a little behind the scenes. We were, we call this show you're listening to and possibly watching if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, why not? I have a beautiful polka dot shirt on. John has, I don't know, some kind of blue thing on. I don't know.
Twin shirt.
Yeah.
Twin spring training shirt.
Don't do that. Sexy as ever, both of us. In addition to this show, we do usually a Monday and a Wednesday show exclusively for Patreon subscribers, which is patreon.com/Gleeman. And the Wednesday show is often either we'll have a guest on, or if there's like real news, we'll talk about it. But we'll often, maybe every other week throughout the year, have a mailbag episode where our Patreon subscribers can send questions in to a special private email and have a decent chance of getting them answered. John was like almost literally about to hit record.
Correct.
For the start, 9 something a.m. on Wednesday, for the start of a mailbag episode. And then he goes, "Oh, expletive."
Yeah, I
check your email.
I said, I got it. What's that email subject I just came across? And I opened it up and I get 3 paragraphs into it and I go, "Oh, S." And you're like, "What? What's going on?"
Yeah.
And check your email, Aaron. And then we hit record.
Yes. And right. We each read it like twice. We probably each said something that had a few swear words back to each other, and then John hit record. So if you ever wanted to see people react to tragedy in real time, that's a good, and with very few details, and we don't have a tremendous number of additional details now, but we have some at least. Go listen to that. I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes of us just sort of sighing into the microphone, and I even John cursed a few times, and I cursed a few times, a few hundred times. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, that is the biggest story until it's not at this point in Twins territory.
Right.
I also, though, I want to say, like, I'm kind of embarrassed for us as a podcast, and also us individually, that the Kelsey Brothers podcast managed to get Jason's girlfriend, I believe she's a singer of some renown named Taylor Swift, on the
it wasn't podcast. Jason's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Travis. I'm sorry. Okay. That'd be real breaking news, by the way. We could break the internet if we did that. Travis's girlfriend, Taylor Swift, on the podcast before we managed to get Chrissy Bonus or Becky on the show.
Yeah.
And I think now we've lost all motivation to have them on the show, unfortunately, because if we're not going to be first, we're last. If you're not first, you're last, they say, right?
That's true. Yeah, we'll get them in the offseason. We'll have time to kill in the offseason.
That's true.
Twins aren't going to be making a lot of moves.
Anyway, my point is we've put in a request to have Taylor Swift come on the show.
Okay, all right, good.
I've put in a request for Derek Falvey, Joe Pohlad, and Taylor Swift, and I think they have equally likelihood of coming on the show at this point. I said on the field, and I'm not going to get into it, but I mean, like, we'll maybe talk about it later. We'll see how much time we got after we go through our sighing into the microphone for 45 minutes. But, Buxton came back and is playing really well already. Matt Wallner came back from the paternity list. You have Joe Ryan continuing to roll along, having, he's headed towards one of the all-time great, certainly in the Target Field era, at the very least, pitching seasons.
I loved the effort he put up against the Yankees after the Yankees did not trade for him.
Yeah. And then obviously Luke Keeschel, who up until the Pohlad news was the news of the past week or 10 days, whatever. And we'll maybe talk about some of that. But unfortunately, as has been the case with a lot of on-field things, good and bad, over the last, 40 years, but certainly 3 or 4 years, or 2 or 3 years, the Pohlads kind of wipe that off the plate a little bit and make it impossible not to talk about them. And when I tell you guys I'm sick of talking about the Pohlads, please believe me. And I know John is too. But unfortunately, to not talk about them is to ignore a massive part of this team and franchise and just the overall scope of the Minnesota Twins on and off the field. And so we're going to get into it here.
And welcome to the end of this video. There's lots more. For another, just click on one of these boxes.
Or click on this circle in the middle to subscribe to all of our Twins Talk.
Thank you.
Gleeman